Hello everybody, it's Alexander Turnbull. Thank you for joining us. Today I'm going to be adding Kendra from Beauty Parlour in New Hampshire. Hi.
Hi.
Kendra. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Very
good.
Very
See
good.
You.
Yeah, it's nice to see you. I love your backstory. You know, very much, you know, like similar to things that I've done. I've been an educator and a platform artist and you know, a lot of these kind of different environments. So, but you spent a lot of time in New York, haven't you? And you worked there for a period of time. How was that?
Yes. I had a blast in New York. You know, I got to style hair in New York. Then I was in my mid-20s, so things were free, young, wild, and free. Traveled the world, you know, got to, I backpacked in Nicaragua and did some cool stuff. So I feel like everywhere I kind of got to go, you just pick up a little bit here, a little bit there. It kind of influences who you are as a stylist and as a person too.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good. And it's always interesting, I think, when people have styled all over the place, because you know, I mean, I live in Los Angeles now, but I'm back home in England with the family at the moment while this whole COVID thing is going on. But
yes.
you know, the way I've done hair, it's been very, very different. Like, you know, in the north of England where I have a salon is different to the way I do hair when I've been working in New York, or, you know, when I've been, you know, working in Los Angeles. I find that hair trends tend to vary a little bit from place to place. So I mean, what do you feel? What do you prefer, New York versus New Hampshire?
I mean, there's a little bit of everything for everyone, you know. The fun, you know, vibrant colors are really big right now. So I'm having fun, you know, turning people's hair pink and just playing with a lot of fashion colors.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the high school girls here are really having fun playing with that. So I get to be creative in all different avenues, you know.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And I mean, talking about that, I mean, before we get into the whole wig thing, I mean, I've found as a colorist, people have done so much with their hair. You know, they've taken it so light and then they've toned it and then they've gone dark, and then, you know, they've had these stories of color which haven't always worked out really well. And that's when wigs have really become such a massive story. You know, because I'm a session stylist and all that kind of stuff, but predominantly now, you know, I work for René of Paris. I'm a designer. I have my own range of wigs, and you know, I really push the fun colors because people like to wear those for just, say, one night, don't they?
Oh yeah.
And
I'm just gonna bring this beauty out because I can't wait any longer. Like this one here.
So which one is that?
This is the Angela. This is from your collection. You know, you've got the fringe bangs, but I love the vibrant colors.
Yeah.
So, and these you don't have to bleach out your hair for. You don't have to bleach it and worry about if it's gonna fade, or, you know, you're going on vacation, you jump in the pool. You know, you just go with these, and they're not gonna fade, which is the best, one of the best parts.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, so for the ones of you guys that don't know, Kendra has recently started working with me, and you are one of our new accounts. So thank you so much for starting your wig journey with you know, with myself and with René of Paris.
Support. You've been so great. A lot of times I'm like, I don't know, you just pick because you're the expert. So I've had a lot of fun, and you know, it's really kept me so motivated through this whole COVID, you know, thing that we're in right now. And having my salon shut down was like super, super difficult for me in the beginning. And that's actually when we started talking too.
Yeah.
It's like things were just getting crazy. It was like end of February or March, and you're like, I'm in LA, and you were going places, and it was crazy shutting down the salons, you know. But this whole journey to René of Paris and with you has really kept me motivated and positive, and just got to dive into all the research to, you know, to do this whole wig journey. So I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah. And do you not find that you know, with this, I mean, so many friends of mine and hairdressers and wig shop owners, you know, excuse the pun, but have been pulling their own hair out with this kind of whole situation of the uncertainty and the unrest of business and not knowing where it's going. And I mean, wigs have been so big because people are still having their wedding anniversary, you know, and I mean, picture we've had like little ladies and stuff that still want to look $1 million for their husband, and they've been married 50 years, and you know, the guys have trekked them to a wig so they can have that special dinner at home. And you know, and a friend of mine in LA, his daughter could not get to her graduation, which, by the way, the graduations at the moment have been drive-in graduations, you know. So,
yes, I know. But, you know what they did here in New Hampshire? They're taking the chairlifts up the mountain. So each you know, graduate gets to take a chairlift up the ski mountain, and their parents can take pictures on the mountains. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's pretty creative.
Yeah. So and that's a way of getting them, you know, getting them kind of into the kind of whole wig vibe, that they can get, you know, something that's done in the box and ready to rock and roll. So, so I've got to ask you for everybody out there. So what made you just decide to you know, to get into wigs? What was it that thought that it was the time for you to expand? Because you've been so big.
There was a few things. Yeah. One, you know, a couple of them off the top of my head, you know, would be, you know, just, I've been really big into extensions. I fell in love with extensions 18 years ago when I started doing hair. And it's been my thing. I've always had extensions in. I love them. But now, fast forward 18 years, you know, working with some of these clients, they're not just struggling with underneath. They're having a lot of thinning up on the top crown section as well. So I'm finding myself not being able to provide them what they need, just saying, oh, extensions can only get me this far, you know, and feeling stuck, like I can't help this client, you know. Yeah. Another more touching recent one was, I had a great friend of mine, you know, had brain cancer, and she came to me, where, you know, I'm her hairdresser. Kendra, where can I, you know, get a wig? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, you know, and I don't like that answer. So it brought me to that I want to provide everything for my client, no matter what their age or what they're in, you know, what's happening to them, or if they just want a fun night out, you know. So I really just needed to just do more. I felt like I kept getting stuck, that I couldn't help some people that needed it. So I just dove into figuring it out. Like, how can I provide them with something, you know? Sure.
And that's the thing. I mean, here at René at Paris, I mean, one thing that we've done for so many years and done so well is we have so many wig shops across the States that we work with, that are close friends, that we really care about our businesses and stuff. And that is amazing. And I love the wig shops. But I mean, as a stylist, I mean, my backstory was quite similar to your own. You know, I had somebody come up, but I had been doing wigs for quite a long time. And this person, you know, presented an illness, and I was able to look after her. And, you know, and then I kind of thought to myself, you know, there's more to hairdressing than just doing that restyle, or just doing that big number, or just, you know, just doing that. You know, as hairdressers, I feel that we're the first line of defense.
Yeah,
because,
absolutely.
You know, if you've been doing someone's hair for, say, 15 years, or, you know, 20 years or 5 years, and, you know, you have a very close bond with that person.
Yeah,
right?
A friendship, absolutely.
And then, you know, how many times do we notice just like a little bit of, say, a little bald patch or something coming forward? We have to tell those clients.
Absolutely.
We have that responsibility to be able to say, well, look, we can get through this together. And I mean, for me, when that day came, I thought, I can't have any person come into me with hair loss related illness and me send them somewhere else, because
totally, that feeling didn't sit well with me either. And so that's what, you know, brought me to here we are, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, and that's it. And our story at our brand is, we have all the medical things. We look after a lot of the medical stuff, but we do so much business with the fashion stuff now. And I mean, back in the back in the 70s, right, it was like one in or every other woman wore a wig or had some kind of hair extension or some. It was huge, you know. It was absolutely huge, and it's getting that way again. And it's such a fun time for wigs. It's amazing. So I wanted to talk to you about something that I think is amazing. Really, basically, you are a lot braver than I am, and everyone's probably going to think, what's he on about? But you've owned a few salons, but you owned a salon just for kids. Is that right?
Yes, yes, I did. It was about that was my first salon.
I don't know if it's madness or marvelousness, but
it was a lot of fun. You know, it was a lot of fun. The kids would come in and sit in cars, and you know, my whole vision for it was to create an experience for the kids, you know, and have a fun place that they're excited to play a video game when they get their hair cut, and you know, and if they're having a hard time, that's an okay place to have to cry about your haircut or something like that. You're not disturbing, you know, women that are getting their spa time, you know?
Yeah.
So I had two different, salons at one point. Now I'm just, you know, at Parlor Beauty, where I have 13 fabulous, awesome girls that work here. I'm so blessed for them. But yeah, it was crazy. You're cutting hair, it's messy, you're getting there. They're kicking you, you know, because they're trying to get out of the car or they're trying to like drive it. But it was a lot of fun. It was a blast. I love working with the kids.
That's great. That's great. Well, I've got a little question here from a guy called Paul Faltrick, who I've worked with many times in the past. So thanks for joining, Paul. And he's put, how do you make a wig look natural? Okay, so that's a great question. And I would tend to say consultation. So if I had a client in and she sat in my chair and she said she wanted a color that I knew completely wouldn't work for her, but I did it anyway, that's bad consultation. So the same applies really with wigs. So let me show you what I've got here. So I've got this one here. This is gorgeous. This is a Ray, okay? And this, I think, is... yeah,
I like that.
Rose Gold R. So this one right here, Paul, if you're still watching, this one here has a lace front, but in the lace, other than like some of our competitors, when the lace has been really far forward and you know, sometimes you have to cut that back, that's fine, but you'd need a stylist to necessarily do that unless you really understood with wigs. Well, these are very, very easy. So, you know, it's the lace front is already trimmed back. And if you notice, that's a rooted color. So, you know, roots are very, very in, but we do long rooted colors. We do ombre colors, but this one is just like, and we do shorter roots. But the reality of this is most ladies have roots, even if they enjoy having their hair colored and go every 6 to 8 weeks, you know, they have roots. I can see my wife in the background looking at me, wagging the finger, like that. Basically, that's
your problem.
I have to do the roots.
You have to fix her roots.
So this one is one of many that we do with the rooted. So Paul, that is how you would make a wig look natural, and you know, and then there are certain techniques which you can do to take weight out from different areas, but that's a talk from for another time. Oh, I've got another question here from Mr. Ross Taylor. Are all the wigs okay to colour? Well, I know Ross, and I know he's in England. He's spelt colour, not how you Americans do. Ross, we have so many different wigs, and we do human hair wigs, which can be coloured. But quite honestly, the ones that we do the most of are synthetic wigs. And we have hundreds of colours, hundreds and hundreds of colours. So, you know, and the beauty of that, because I've worked with human hair wigs lots and lots and lots, and human hair is human hair, so it could go differently, a different colour that you use every time. Now, the beauty with our wigs here at René Paris is because they're synthetic and we have our own factory, which is amazing. We're the only ones that have that. The fact is, you get the same colour every time. So that's a big thing. So Kendra, here's one for you, right? Because I know
I'm looking at like which one do I want to bring out? Yeah.
Well, I know you love working with the kids, right? And
yeah.
And I'm gonna touch on this a little bit. So right here, I knowing that you like working with the kids, I was actually gonna bring my daughter down to try this on, but they never say don't ever work with animals and children, don't they? So she's just
They're
short
basically
of 3.
the same little creatures, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, here, this is gorgeous. I don't know if you can see the color. This is a bubblegum R, and this is a little wig called Miley. So this is really beautiful.
Cute.
It is really. I'll try and put it on this head, but these caps are so small.
Smaller.
Now,
okay.
Now, I mean, it's one of these, right? I mean, my little girl will put these on, and she'll play dress up, and she'll do all of those things, and that's so cute. I mean, we unfortunately have a situation when kids every now and again get sick, and we have to, we have a responsibility to look after them, and it breaks my heart that happens. Being a father, it's upsetting, but we have the stuff to be able to look after the kids.
Yeah, we have the tools. Yeah, we have everything, all the tools in our wig boxes here too. Give them the confidence,
So how would you see, because I know that you're very interested in the kids' wigs for like fun things. I mean, we used to have in our salon, we used to have nail parties where the children would come in, they'd have their nails done, and I mean, I could see now having nail parties and then them all wearing these individual wigs. Is that a model that I could see working for you?
I think so. I think that anything goes, we can have ladies' night out, bachelorette parties is more what I'm thinking,
Oh my, that's a New Hampshire girl talking.
I have nowhere to go. Everything's closed right now, but yeah, I think just giving the kids the confidence to feel, and all the kids want these bubblegum pink and blue colors, right? I have a 6-year-old at home, and she's mad at me right now because I have pink hair and she doesn't. So I want to get her the little Miley one in the like little pastel pink color is really cute.
Yeah,
so
well,
she can,
I think pastel pink's pretty safe as well, because if you have to do that before she goes back to school, it could fade out in good time.
I want to get her the wig to put on.
Yeah, brilliant.
She'd have fun.
Well, we can look at that. So with everything that you've got right now, wig wise, can you just tell me a little bit about the stock and what you've got and like what your favorites are?
Okay. I love, this one is also one of yours here. This is the Safi. And I love the asymmetrical that we have going on with her. Super cute. And it gives people the freedom that if they want to cut it up and have I love the curl that's already set in there.
Yeah.
And the color. So this is the coffee latte.
Gorgeous.
I love the highlights in there.
Yeah.
Highlight, low light. There's a bunch of different chocolatey mocha tones going on in there. So the color is perfect. The name of I love this one too. This is my little grandma. She's so cute. I love it. I really, and you helped guide me too. I'm trying to think of everybody for all ages, not just the kids, but someone, all the way up to rocking a short gray silver tone. I mean, this is beautiful colors. I was just so impressed how natural this was with silver like this. So I'm really happy with all of them. This is the Arena and the silver stone.
Gorgeous.
So I love that. And let's bring out, this one is great too. The melted marshmallow. Yeah,
that is some color, isn't it, now?
Oh my God, this is awesome. This is what everybody wants right now in the salon. And they can get it in 5 minutes with a wig, 2 minutes putting it on. Where in the salon, this would be quite some time to achieve this type of color.
Yeah, and that's an Havana, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, we just had a girl asking if that was Pam, but no, that one's an Havana. Now, I can see that you've got one of my favorite ones, and we had I mean, there's a little
this
story
one in the
behind
back.
it. Yeah. So so Kendra was kept. She ordered like so many, and then rang back and said, "I want a couple more. I want a couple more." And then it got to the end, and you
make up my mind. It was
so you
like
just
Christmas
said, "Just
when I got all these wigs. It really was like Christmas time. I freaking loved it.
yeah." So I ordered that one for you, and that was the wild card that I put in there. But
Yes,
that's Lavish Waves.
love it.
And that's in Dusty Rose, right?
Yep, I love the part in this one too.
Yeah, yeah. And could you hold that up a little bit for us so we can just see that a little bit more? Gorgeous. Now, I mean, oh yeah, I've a load of people saying they love that. So, I mean, as well, you know, Kendra, if you were to I'd use that for a client, and then a client absolutely loved it, and then, you know, a little bit down the line, she wanted to cut that into the length of, say, slightly longer than Havana. You know, I mean, at some point, I'm gonna be teaching people how to cut wigs, and I'm gonna be going into that. And I know you and I discussed that. You know, but I mean, I have to say they have to be cut by a trained professional. It's not something you can do at home.
Yeah.
But that beautiful Dusty Rose, then you could further on in the lifespan of that wig, it could get cut to about here, and change it up again, which is
there's so much hair in it too. That's what I love. Like, it's very, very full. There's not a lot of see-through for it, and I just took these out of the boxes and set them up. I haven't really brushed them out too much yet because I just wanted to get them set on the heads and settle and stuff. So there's a lot of hair in these wigs too. The quality, and you know what I wanted to bring up too was the quality of inside the caps.
Yeah,
great inside comfort, a lot of stretch to it.
Yeah.
So I was very impressed.
And I mean the thing is as well, we do educate on how to tighten caps or how to slacken caps and stuff, but you know, in over 20 years of me doing wigs, I've never been able to, like, you know, have one cap that doesn't work for somebody. I mean, we do more petite caps and slightly larger caps, which if anyone wants to message into René of Paris and wants to know more about cap sizing, we can send that. But, you know, we also, there's ties in there where we can tighten it up. So wow, I can't believe where the time is going. I could talk to you for hours. So
we're having fun. I didn't even get to all of my wigs yet. I had so many. I don't want to keep you all night.
Oh, no. I want to see them. I think what we're going to do, we're just going to answer a couple of questions.
Perfect.
So I have a question here. Do you see a lot of hair loss on clients before it's noticeable? Kendra, I'm going to put that one over to you.
Sure. You know, you'll start to see patterns, you know, or a medication. You start to ask the questions where it's like, you know, you've been on that medication that is a side effect. Maybe you should bring this up to your doctor. I am seeing a lot of hair in the sink when we wash this out, or, you know, I feel like there's patterns with the hair that you can start to recognize, especially if you have a really great relationship with that client. You've been doing their hair for many years. You're going to notice if something is different for sure. Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, there's no easy way of saying that to somebody, but but you know, there's nothing worse than that problem getting a hell of a lot worse down the line, and then that client saying, well, why didn't you tell me? You must have noticed. So we have a duty of care,
see
right?
something, say something. That's kind of my thing, you know, with people's scalps. If I see something, I say something, whether it's a little bump or, you know, scabbing, whatever it is. I just let them know, because I don't sometimes know what's going on in the back of my head until my hairdresser tells me to. So if you see something, then say something. That would be my advice for hairdressers. Yeah.
That's great advice. And just, I mean, to touch on this a little bit, we also, I mean, we do, you know, we have Bosley Professional Hair and Scalp, which is part of our company. And in there, that is all about, I mean, I could do a whole show on that, that's all about having a health. And as a trichologist as well,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I've looked deeply into these products and they are amazing. And that's all about a healthy scalp first. And then when you get the healthy scalp, the hair comes after. But we can talk about that on another one. But, you know, that's certainly one to watch. So
Yeah.
here's another question. How do you incorporate wigs for people who don't have hair loss? Well, okay. Well, here we go. So if you look at the world of celebrity and you look at the world of the musicians and you look at all these gorgeous women we aspire to, then they're 99% of the time when you see that they've gone from really black and then it's white blonde, and you know everybody goes to the salon, tries to color it, breaks their hair. You know, this is wigs, and this is a little secret that I've been doing on the session circuit and for TV for years. So the idea is, I mean, I don't want to mention any celebrities' names or people that have styled because that wouldn't be very nice. But you know, I think if you do your research, you figure out who's been wearing the wigs, mention that to a client. Do you know what? Do you absolutely love that? Like someone's got a weekend away or something, like, okay, well, your hair would look brilliant as a redhead for that. Okay, well, cool. Well, I don't want to go red. I'm blonde. I'll never get out my hair. Well, let's just get a wig for that occasion, or so on and so forth. So thank you for that question. Here's another one. How do you start advertising? Okay, so I mean, for me, when I ran my salon, I just kind of, I didn't shout to everybody that I'm a wig specialist. It kind of came, and people knew about me, and it came and it came. But I got affiliated with the hospitals. I also have a few clients that were nurses in oncology and people that worked who dealt with people without the alopecia sites, and I spoke to them, had many meetings. They would refer me. And then I had some very classy leaflets made, and I did some leaflet drops and left these in hospital waiting rooms for the medical side of things. And generally, in, you know, for fashion wigs, people would come to me anyway because they knew that I was the wig guy, and I was the, you know, the guy that won a few awards in England and stuff. So, you know, they naturally gravitated. But certainly by putting the word out there, doing a leaflet drop, you know, doing whatever works. At the minute, we live this digital world, which has kind of rescued us through COVID-19. And, you know, shout about it. Instagram, Facebook.
Share on your Instagram, definitely. And I think the more you talk about it, I mean, I was in the salon and I just brought it up to one client the day that they came in, and I'm like, oh my God, look at these. She texted me the next day saying, you know, she had ideas for me. I'm going to put you in touch with this person. The more you talk about it, even if that person doesn't need a wig, they might know somebody that does, you know, so they're going to refer. You're going to get a lot of referrals the more you talk about it. That's my plan anyways.
No, I think that's a great plan. And certainly, you know, certainly having a couple of the girls, you know, wearing a couple of the wigs in the shop and stuff like that, it gets the buzz out there. And I think that was a really powerful story, Kendra, when I rang you and I said, how are you getting on? And you said you were opening the order, and then the next day some lady knew another lady and wanted to refer you. I mean, that's massive, isn't it?
People want to share that you want to help too. We're in this business, you know, to help people. That's what we love first. We're in the people business, you know, so people are going to want that if you're helping other people, they're going to want to help you too. That's what I found. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, Kendra, I want just why you've got all your wigs around you. Show me two of your favorites that we've not already seen.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh, I like the Dakota. I love Dakota. She's pretty. And she has a nice rooted look as well. Her color is the rose gold R that you showed earlier too, but it's so pretty that you just want to have it in a bunch of different styles, you know. I love this one. Let's see, where else? I'm going to go back to this one because I just took it out so early in the beginning and it's my favorite. So she's the grand finale here. I love the Angela and the Plumberry Jam.
Yeah.
Love. This color is just right on.
Yeah, it is a beautiful piece, and you know, if I do say so myself, but yeah,
I love the bangs too, the fringe bangs. Like I just see like this on like a little punk look. Like if I was going to I don't know where I'm going like that, but somewhere.
Yeah,
like a punky little bang there. I love it. It's so fun. It's so
excellent,
cute.
excellent.
Yeah.
So okay, well, it's been wonderful talking to you.
Yes, thank you.
And I hope that you join us on the Big Wig Show at some point in the future to let us know your progress. Oh, time for one more question. It's Mr. Paul Faltrick again. Can you put heat on them? Any style tips? Okay, so we have some heat-friendly synthetic wigs, which you'd have to use a heat dial. So your tongs or your irons would have to be heat dial. We have management. We have all the specs on the back, on the hand tags that you can read, so you can't go wrong there. And with the other synthetic ones, no, you wouldn't use heat. But you know, the thing is with them, you can get exactly the same color, a curly one, a shorter one, and whatever. But no, they're not designed to use heat. But also, they're not designed to. They don't need washing all the time. They don't have the same as human hair problems. So you know. But any more questions? Feel free. If I didn't get a chance to answer everything, please directly message me. One more wig-a-woo. Would love to see a low density one similar to Tatum. Right. Okay. There are slightly lower density ones. Please direct message me with that. We have some more wigs coming out. I've brought some stuff out in my range that's coming out at the back end of the year, maybe the beginning of the year, that has lower density. But please message us at René Paris or direct message me. And if you are in the New Hampshire area or on the East Coast and you fancy going in for a consultation with the beautiful Kendra,
I'm
sure that you'd be happy to oblige. And Kendra, I'm going to leave you with one last question.
Okay.
What has been your best, funniest, happiest, most wonderful what's been the best moment of your career so far?
Oh my goodness. All right. The best would be you know, definitely opening my salon with all my girls here. I mean, I have to say that's probably the best. Having my own space that I designed all the stuff inside, you know, and just fill it with a bunch of great people that I get to work with. And they all have the same love for their clients and hair that I do. So it's just being in a positive atmosphere has probably been the highlight. And the clients feel that too. So helping people, my salon, I just love it all.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say? Do something you love and you'll never work a day in your life, right?
Amen. Yep, that's right. I'm very blessed to do that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Kendra, it's
Thank
been
you.
lovely talking to you, and I'll hope to speak to you again a little bit
Okay.
further on in the journey, and you know, and carry on smashing it. And I'm so proud.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
happy
for
to
all
have you
your
on board.
support.
You're
I
welcome.
really appreciate it.
Okay, bye now.
Bye.
Bye everyone. Thanks everyone for joining.